Hi YouTube, it's Allie, and I'm back! I know I just did a video yesterday, but I promised you a Fault in Our Stars review today, and I'm giving it to you. So just in case everyone hasn't read this, I will do a quick reading of the blurb just so you all know the basic premise. Despite the tumor-shrinking medical miracle that has bought her a few years, Hazel has never been anything but terminal. Her final chapter inscribed upon diagnosis. But when a gorgeous plot twist named Augustus Waters suddenly appears at Cancer Kids support group, Hazel's story is about to be completely rewritten. So I want to start off with the moment that I fell in love with this story and these characters. And that is on page 13, so right at the beginning, when they're at the support group and they're all going around telling their greatest fears. To which Augustus says, oblivion. Hazel then goes on to say that oblivion is, it's gonna happen. Death is gonna happen. We can't stop it. And Augustus says, God damn, aren't you something else? When I read that, I was like, okay, alright, I like this. So first up, I just want to start out with a review, what I thought of it, what I liked, what worked, what didn't work, with no spoilers whatsoever, and then stay tuned for our spoiler discussion. So characters. So good. I loved the characters. I have to say that my personal favorites were Hazel's parents. I love her mom, who just celebrates all these really random holidays, or holidays that are big, just not in the US, like Bastille Day at the end. She's like, Happy Bastille Day! And she has all these flags, and they do a picnic, and I just like, that's so great, And then you have her dad, they're really oversensitive. When there's the slightest tribulation in Hazel's condition, he cries about everything, and he's just so sweet, and he feels so deeply, and I just want to hug him, I cared about all these characters' developments throughout the novel. I mean, at the end, I even cared about Van Houten. Like, yeah, when you find out that Anna, who was in an imperial affliction, that was his daughter, it was kind of predictable. I kind of saw it coming, but it's really depressing to see. And that's why, he's an alcoholic. That's why he's a mess. He can't cope with it. He doesn't know how. One thing I will say that I didn't particularly like was there were a few instances where it seemed like he was trying a little bit too hard. Like, it was being quote hipster-ish, but really purposefully at times, and I was just like, you don't need that. Like, these characters, they're really interesting people, and they come off the page on their own. You don't need to force these stereotypical kind of hipster interests that they need to have. However, in the grand scheme of things, that didn't really taint my enjoyment of the novel. One thing that I just loved about this book, it was a concept that was extremely central to the novel, was that you cannot stop death. It will come, and it will come for all of us. And we must go with it. We must not fear it, because it will come. And I loved how Hazel was so accepting of the concept. I really admired her for it. So yeah, that's it for the non-spoiler section. I'm going to give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. So if you haven't read it yet, shoo, go read the thing, and then come back and we'll discuss together. Alright. Let's do this. So here's the thing about The Fault in Our Stars. I was expecting sobbing, but he didn't sob. But that doesn't mean I wasn't sad. I was sad, believe me. I finished this thing like 20 minutes ago. I'm a little emotionally unstable. And then the big surprise. Augustus is the one that dies! Like, what? Like, I was going into this book prepping myself like, okay, Hazel's going to die, be ready for that, you're probably gonna have some heart-wrenching Augustus is abandoned moments. No! Augustus died! What?! I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who was surprised that Augustus died, but I just went into it thinking it was Hazel, so when he died, I was surprised. Not when he died, but when he told her that, you know what I mean. If I had to pinpoint one part when I started to tear up. It was when she was in his room and she lay down on his bed, and ah, God, that part got me. I mean, what made you guys cry the most, if you cried at all? So yeah, I guess that's it for now. I think next I shall be reading A Farewell to Arms, or Prodigy, the sequel to Legend. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know when you guys will expect another video, but it will be soon, I promise. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all that wonderful splendiferous stuff. Thank you for watching. Bye!